Hey traders, TJ Watkins here. It is April 4th when I'm recording this. Hope you guys are enjoying your 3-day weekend and taking some time off a little bit, especially in this kind of market. However, it seems like we might have been getting a little bit of a turnaround and some change of character going into this weekend. I'll show you guys what that looks like. But remember, if you have any questions and want to see how I trade, come into the trading room. You can come over to simplertrading.com/Moxie and you come in for a $7 trial for 30 days. All right, so let's kind of dive in here. I'll show you guys what we're looking at for the day. Get this pulled up a little bit bigger there. So the thing that I'm seeing out there that really seems to be different is that we've gotten a 10% correction. So the market's been coming down. We know because of Iran situation and the war conflict, all that kind of stuff. And it's just very interesting how the market and news and technicals all kind of line up all at the same time. I'm always fascinated by the mechanisms of the market and just how this kind of works out. So the market, the SPX at least, came down about 10%. So we've hit our 10% corrections. The market just seemed like it wanted to kind of go there. But we also started to see a disconnect between oil prices and the market. So we know that the market, equities, have been inversely correlated to oil. As oil prices have gone up, the market has come down. However, on Thursday, we did actually see a difference. Oil spiked even higher, but the market was also up too. And we actually closed on an up note. And so I think these are some of the things that are telling us that a bottom could be in for now, and we should be seeing the market move up. Now, again, it's a 3-day weekend. There's a lot of news that's coming out, and I believe Trump's 5-day deadline for blowing up more of the electrical power generation plants is, I don't know, 5 o'clock on Monday or something like that. So we certainly have a lot of news. Everything we need to here, I say we need to take with a grain of salt because everything is changing. And honestly, I don't know what the news is over the weekend right now, so we will have to see what's going on. And it's always going to be different by the time we actually open up on Monday. So bear with me on that. But there was certainly a change in character into the end of the weekend. Normally, what we've been seeing is the market just puking into the end of the weekend and then bumping up again on Monday. And this time, we actually saw the market up for most of the weekend and actually closing on a high note. So we'll take a look at all of this and then talk about the other indices, breadth, VIX, and then I got a couple tickers down here to discuss. All right, let me throw this over here for my own screen. So yeah, as we can see here, we can see that the market has come down, about 10%, pretty darn close. So that's interesting. We can also see that the market has largely come down to the lower third ATR. We did kind of hit that before, but it looked like we got some more tensions, but also and more news headlines, and we came down here again. Now, as I show you some of the individual tickers later in this video, I want you to notice that right here, and you can see it with the SPX, that there was kind of this area where there was a final puke of the market, a final capitulation or stop run or something like that. And it's pretty apparent. If you guys look at the last video that I made midweek last week, I was talking a lot about, hey, are we going to get a relief rally? And if we do, this is kind of the reason why I'm seeing it. And it really looked like earlier in the week we saw capitulation, just a really, really strong move to the downside. So right here, very strong move to the downside that then was suddenly reversed. And for the most part, that looks bullish to me. Now, I don't know how far this is going to go or how long this is going to last, but for right here and for right now, I'm going to say that A low is in, and we should start actually looking to see how high up can price go and for how long. That is the direction that I'm going to be looking at as far as this goes. Now, kind of my first target is maybe something around the hourly 200. If we can go a little bit further, maybe we can actually get up to the daily 50. We'll just kind of have to see. But so far, this is looking fairly good. Now, let me zoom in on that again. We can see that we had two really big days, two really big up days based on some news. Looking for an off-ramp with the war and the conflict. And I was telling all my subscribers that, hey, we need to look for a pullback. We don't want to chase this 2-day up move. Like, this is not the place to get long. And sure enough, we opened with a giant gap down, and look what happened. Not only did it all get bought back up, we actually closed with a strong move to the upside, probably short covering. This looks very much like a short covering, especially to the end of the day. So instead of the bears being in control each weekend as we did this, and the bulls being on the run, It now actually seems that the bears were a little bit nervous holding over the weekend, and that maybe the bulls were starting to exude some control in through here. And again, this all kind of depends. Maybe there's some surprising news that comes out, and maybe everything changes on Monday, but we'll have to see about that. But this is looking fairly constructive in through here. And what I want you to see is if you notice the SPX, you've got our turnaround here. And if you look at USO and you compare that, clearly we had an even bigger up day on Thursday. And so now we are actually seeing that the market is disconnecting from oil prices. And I think that's a good thing that we want to see right here. Now, of course, the bigger story is when we see an oil energy spike like this, everyone's trying to figure out, okay, well, if it's a quick spike, okay, maybe no big deal. But if this spike in this elevated pricing persists and stays longer, then a lot of people are saying that this is what kind of triggers a recession. Now, again, I think it's a little too early for me to know that. I follow the charts. And so far, we've got our 10% correction. We're getting a bounce. I'm looking for some follow through, and we'll have to see a little bit further on into this whole situation if a recession actually happens. So a lot of people are talking about it. There have been talks of recessions before that haven't really happened, and so we will just have to take this one step at a time for that. Okay, then let's take a look at the NASDAQ. And a couple interesting things here. You can see that I have an X, and that is my target. And you can see we actually really did hit the target. So the downside objective has been reached. So we definitely hit that. You can see it was pretty much the lower area of this previous price congestion area. And you can see here, once we broke that support line that I have here, that's when you could see that we kind of got that final last puke, that capitulation move. And then once again, like I said with the SPX, that was a let's see, oops, a very fast, quick move down, and look at how it's been recovered. So for now, that kind of looks like a V bottom. We'll see how long this holds and how far up we can go. Maybe this is all just a relief rally and we actually make lower lows sometime in the future. That is certainly possible, but for right now, I think we need to be looking at some upside moves. Okay, and if we look at the IWM, and through here, this one is actually, it was showing some relative strength compared to the SPX. You can see here, it basically put in a double bottom. I know it did go lower, call it an undercut and rally if you want to do that. But essentially you could see here, we were actually trying to test some lows. We were starting to get some positive divergences. That is a little bit different than the SPX. And you can see also here, we have been trying to hold the hourly 50 for now the second time, because you can see back here we were over the hourly 50, didn't quite hold, and now we've got this, and now we got to see where we're going to go to the upside. So yeah, I find all that to be very interesting. Then you can see just the differences between some of these indices. And if you look at the SMH, the semiconductors finally started getting hit a little bit. You can see that they were trying to hold on for a while, kind of in through this area, doing pretty well. And then all of a sudden, the floor dropped out, bottom dropped out, and that's the washout. That's kind of what I was saying in the last video that I put out. Is it looks like we've got a lot of capitulation type moves, really that final thrust to the lower side, shake out the weak hands, and then boom, right back up. So very, very notable. I will also be pointing out that we are starting to get some fresh Moxie price triggers. So if you guys want to look around at something like that. And then, the real question is, where do we go to the upside? We may not go very far. I mean, that's the thing. If this is just a relief rally, maybe we do come up here and we kind of hang around and maybe we come back down. We'll have to see. Or we come up, we kind of do some backing and filling, and then, if everybody's all peachy king and we start holding hands and singing Kumbaya, maybe we go higher again. So it's just, we're going to have to take this one step at a time. Okay, guys? And then if we look at ARKK, another area that we've been looking at, and a few videos ago, through the market updates that I talk about, I said, hey, so far you can see here prices coming up to the daily 50. I said, well, this does look like it's really just been an oversold move. Like it's very oversold, a reversion to the mean, and basically a bear flag. And you can see here for now that has played out. That was a bear flag that then rolled over a little bit further. We'll have to see again just how far this goes. Maybe I can point out that there's some positive divergence starting to kick in, and again, we'll have to see what that actually means and how far this wants to go. But you can also see here how it came down to the lower 30 TR pretty perfectly, as another target. And then even on the hourly chart, you can see price down, Moxie indicator up, and we're starting to hold the hourly 50, which we have not seen in quite some time. Basically last time it was over here where we were holding the hourly 50. So again, I think we should be seeing some upside as long as the overall market can handle it with any of the news that might be coming out. If we look at breadth, you can clearly see we finally started to see some turnarounds in through here. You can see the 20-day definitely right back up. Nice to see that. You can see the 50-day kind of perking up a little bit. But really the biggest thing to note, and this is what I was pointing out to the Moxie traders in the trading room, as we were coming into this, I said, look, the S&P is going lower, but notice how the 20-day breadth is not going lower. So that's your first clue. And that, there you go, it worked. You can actually see a double bottom compared to a lower low, and that is what helped tell us that the market was about to turn around to the upside. Okay, then if we look at the VIX, VIX definitely took a little bit more of an upside move. I was kind of looking for the VIX to roll over somewhere in here. It did not, and so it had that final thrust to the upside, just like the market had its final thrust to the downside. And you can see, again, in kind of the 30 area, double top, and look at this negative divergence with the Moxie indicator, and then we finally rolled over really, really hard. And the only other thing I can point out here, that, again, just opposite of what the market was doing, this was a nice retest of resistance right there. So that helps confirm that the high for now is in. And so, big first move down here, second move up here, and then we want to see this thing come down a little bit lower. So yes, so far this is all looking pretty good as far as what I've been wanting to see for a turnaround. Now, another interesting thing that I was pointing out and kind of laughing about in the Moxie room, I mean, just look at this, even the UVIX made a 50, 200, and I assume we're going to be coming down to the 50. So this is why I think we're going to have a little bit more room to the upside with the market, because I think the UVIX should be coming down at least to the daily 50, and will probably actually come down below it. In fact, let's see if I can put, oh, we'll just kind of guess, maybe something like that. We'll see if I can also put an X and see if that's going to be a decent target. But yeah, so far you can see here we have a red Moxie price trigger for the UVIX, which is good. We want to be seeing that. And you can also see here we had a higher high, but a lower high with the Moxie indicator. There's your negative divergence. And so I do think that we should be seeing this thing come down lower for the coming week. Okay, Microsoft. Now, I have been discussing this a lot with the Moxie traders in the Moxie room. I did take I jumped the gun on this one, and I just want to show you guys that, hey, not everybody's perfect. I kind of thought the market was going to be firming up a little bit sooner than it was. And so I started taking a trade right in through here. I just jumped the gun. I thought, this level was going to hold, and I thought I was going to get a trampoline move. And basically the reason I went in, again, I was trying to cut this thing as sharp as possible, is I was looking here on the 15-minute time frame. I saw a 5250, and I thought that was going to hold. I thought we were going to go up here. Of course, we were going to need market support for that, and of course, the market did not support it, so it definitely went down harder like that. But now that this has happened, I'm looking at this, and this is looking much, much more clear and certain as a bottom. So I was too early on the first one, but here are a couple things to note. We've got price down, Moxie indicator up. Great, we're starting to see some divergence. This was certainly a washout move right there. I mean, just extreme to the downside. You could just see how it gapped down and got outside all of the moving averages, and just a really, really big move to the downside. And look what it did, it reversed. Okay, and now you can see here we are also trying to get over the hourly 50, which is what I was looking for up here. And back when I was looking for price to hold the 15-minute 50, you can clearly see we are now holding the 15-minute 50, and the 15-minute 50 is in an uptrend. So I just cut it too early, and then I'm having to manage my trade. I did put it on an options trade call spread up here. That's most likely not going to work. I was getting pretty aggressive up in this area. That's not going to work, but what I did instead is based on the math and based on my position sizing for that option, I always plan for my options to go to 0 just in case. And so I knew what kind of position size I needed to put on using equity in order to make back that loss. And so I am initially targeting here just because I think that is a good first move. We'll see how far it goes, but if that can get, if based on what I did and with the trade, if we can get up there, then I will not only recover what I lost, I will actually turn profitable on this overall trade now using equity instead of options. I could do options again. This is a fine trade. I was telling the Moxie traders I saw some footprints as far as some option trades, and I told them what to look for on that. I think the April series, if they wanted to do that. Again, targeting this area because I think that's where the first options setup that I've seen for this particular move is going to go. Okay, so that's Microsoft. And then we kind of changed gears a little bit, looking at NTLA. So we're seeing the market that's been going down for quite some time finally turning around. And there are always different types of trades we can take. We can take reversals, we can take continuations, we can do anything else like that. Microsoft and the market are reversals because the market's been coming down for quite some time, and we're seeing them actually start to pop up. Great. Let's trade those oversold moves to the upside. Okay. But here are some other names that I'm going to be showing you that have actually been holding up pretty well and might actually end up being nice continuation moves as long as we stop getting some downdraft and negativity from the market. So in TLA, is and through here you can see that for the most part it's actually been holding up pretty well compared to the market, but it too, and this is what I want to show you, is that just across the board you can see a lot of tickers also really experienced that final thrust down in the market, that capitulation move. And yeah, you can just look at this, how well it was doing, and then all of a sudden the bottom fell out. I think that it's now noteworthy that it did come back, and I want to see if this thing actually starts to hold moving averages like this. And if the market can go up for, I don't know, a few days, a week, 2 weeks, I don't know, we'll have to see where it goes. Hopefully this can turn into a bull flag that actually starts going up, just because it actually has been holding pretty well compared to the market. Other names that are holding similarly well is AAOI. This is more related to the data centers because, basically, let's see, Facebook, Meta, Microsoft, Google and Amazon, big names like that, have been getting hit because, or punished rather, because they have been the ones who have been putting so much money into this data center build out. The street is looking at this and saying, hey, your numbers are not very good and we don't want to be investing in you as much. Well, where is all that money going? Well, the money is going into the companies and the components that are building or receiving the money from the data center build out, and AAOI is one of those. You can clearly see how well it's been doing. And even though it didn't go anywhere right here, you can see that, you could say it was maybe under pressure a little bit, but really I think it was trying to digest this really, really big move. And I'm looking at this and boy, doesn't that look like a flag. So that looks like a bull flag. And now that I think that the market is uh, not under pressure anymore, we should be seeing some reprieve for the market and actually go up. I do think this is looking pretty good. And I bet it's probably just a matter of time. Maybe there's still some more movement here, but I would imagine at some point this thing should continue moving higher, just because it looks so good there. And then AEHR is another one kind of in that category. And you can see just how well it responded over the last 2 days since the market finally stopped going down. You can see, though, it did also have that kind of capitulation thrust to the downside. Kind of had this level, broke out, and then shot right back up. Nice undercut and rally on that one. And then what I call a trampoline move right there. Price below the 50, Moxie Indicator above 0, nice squeeze, all that kind of stuff. Fast moves, for sure. Fast moves. But man, what a big day on Thursday. Okay, then let's see, kind of changing gears again. We look at Robinhood. I have been looking at Robinhood, Reddit, AFRM to a slightly smaller extent. I was also looking at SoFi for these kind of conditions, but I'm moving on from SoFi because I think SoFi is getting caught up in some of the private equity stuff. But what I've been looking at is for a long time, let's kind of see here, for a long time, you could say that Robinhood was actually holding up pretty well compared to what the market was doing. Yeah, it had its first move down, but then you could see for the most part, it was hanging out sideways. And I was looking at these trying to say, hey, I think this is looking like some relative strength. But it did start to lose kind of that area and come down here, and it did make some lower lows. But now that the market is turning around, I'm going to just be keeping an eye on this and see if there's some opportunities, because maybe this is an undercut right here, and maybe we can actually start seeing a rally if the market wants to come back to. And I will point out we are getting a fresh Moxie price trigger, and just like everything that we were seeing from last week, kind of Wednesday into Thursday, we had a really big gap down, but look at how that gap down got bought up. I think that is, the market is speaking. That's some really good price action to be paying attention to. When it comes down here, it did a nice double bottom, big gap down, and just bought right back up. Yeah, I think that's the market communicating to us. And so I think that there can be some potential for a Robinhood. I don't know how big or how exciting. It could be huge. It could be a little bit, we'll just have to keep an eye on it. But I think that things like this should basically be in a position where they're probably going to stop going down and actually start moving up. And I think that is some of the stuff we'd like to be seeing for at least next week. Okay, guys? So thanks again. Hope you're doing well with your 3-day weekend and this market. But remember, if you want to come over and find some more information about me and the trading room, come over to simplertrading.com/Moxie. All right, guys. See you later.